Do you read me?
Be advised, you are coming in weak and unreadable.
Say again, Com Tower. This is Macho. Do you read me? Over.
Macho, this is Con Tower. I read you Lima Charlie.
Com Tower, Com Tower. Request permission to launch and commence the field op. Over.
Stand by. Macho, permission granted. Say again, permission granted.
Roger that. Launching podcast in 3, 2. You are now entering the field op with your host, Pacho Correa, Chief Warrant Officer 3, United States Marine Corps retired. Get some. Hurrah! Get some. Hurrah. What's going on, everybody? Baby Friday is upon us once again, or Friday Night's Eve, as I also like to call it. But the bottom line is, folks, is that the weekend is almost here, and this week is gone. So I got a great show for you today, like I was promised to deliver. But before we get started, why don't we just get all the logistics and all that good stuff out of the way? So, hey, this show is brought to you by Primerica. Let me ask you all something. If you die today and I attended your funeral, which of the following do you think your family would find more valuable? A, $20 donated to GoFundMe, or somebody establishing a GoFundMe account. B, a condolence card. C, a dish of food. D, an arrangement of flowers. Or E, a check that would cover the cost of the funeral, remaining medical bills, pay off all the debt you owed, provide college money for your kids, and replace years of lost income for your family. So the answer is E. Give Primerica a call. It's on the show description right there at the bottom of the show. Follow the link and send your questions, or just shoot them a quick email, and they'll get you taken care of. The show is also brought to you by Castle Global Services. At Castle Global Services, they have an array of many different things and products, both for your commercial and your residential at home. One of the great products that accommodates both residential and commercial side is Vivint. Vivint is a fantastic product. It's a security. It's not just a security system. It is security system on steroids. So it comes to you with, you can sync it with your phone. It also syncs up with your Google account. You'll get, and as part of the installation process, you'll get not only 2 sets of cameras, but also you get a panel that you can put at your house with free installation as well. And I think one of the products there was a few weeks ago, they were giving away a free iPad as well on top of that. So if you're interested, it's right there on the show description as well. Go to castleglobalservices.acnibo.com for more information, and let them know that you want to be, take advantage of that. Okay. And in addition to that, the show is also brought to you by the Great American Constitution of the United States. It's a little Latino side right there. Hey, look, bottom line is I supported as a service member myself, I supported the Constitution of this great nation of ours. So what does that mean is that, hey, if you like the show and you like the information that is being given in the talks that we have, like, subscribe, and follow. If not, if you don't like it, swipe left, go somewhere else, and, check out perhaps some SitchRadio.com. And, they have many different shows. I podcast that, the Todd DeVoe show, Chief Seaver show, where where your story got started. So go check them out. It'll tickle your fancy. And, there's something there for everybody. And the show is also brought to you by the VA. So here's a message from them.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Did you serve in the military? If so, you can obtain a free lifetime pass to more than 2,000 federal recreation sites. These sites are located across more than 400 million acres of public lands, including national parks, wildlife refuges, and forests. The lands host activities to fit any lifestyle: hiking, biking, fishing, camping, and much more. Old Star families are also eligible for these free lifetime passes. Plus, they cover entrance fees for a driver and all passengers in a car, or up to 3 additional adults at sites that charge per person. Obtaining one is easy. Just go to the National Park Service website, nps.gov, or the National Park Service app.
Thanks, Mike Richmond. We appreciate all that good information. Yes, you can go to your, one of the VA office, or as well as, one of the county office, and you can get your information in regards to getting your free park pass, and you get free access to all national parks. I myself have, taken advantage of that. It's some pretty good stuff, and depending on the state, you get some other additional cool things as part of being a veteran. Because hey, you gave your pound of flesh to this great nation of ours, so why not, reap the benefits of it? I mean, shit, you've earned it. Anyways, we got all the stuff out of the way, all that good trash. So let's kick off the show. So as you can see, I'm not on my usual studio or at the house. I'm actually back in Texas at my other house. I had to fly over here, so hopefully the sound is not too bad. I'm wearing my AirPods and utilizing the Field Expedient high-speed, low-drag iPad as to come inside your house and share my knowledge, or my just bum my gums for the next 30 minutes. So again, as I was putting this show together, I was like, well, damn, what should I talk about this week? And it got me thinking a little bit. Lady Justice, has she gone? Over the last, I would say, a couple of years, these last 4 years, has Lady Justice gone somewhere? I don't think, I don't know. And I'm here for a couple of reasons, and I'll share that with you right now. An individual that I had on the show, as a matter of fact, not too long ago, when was it? Last year? I had hired this person to do some work for us here at this property, and and with a friend of ours as well. And the bottom line is that this guy came and presented himself as a veteran. He seemed good to go. We met his wife, all that good shit. So lo and behold, after some time, now that after I got transferred from being in the Middle East and doing my thing, I was able to come here more often and be able to keep eyes. You got to trust and verify, right? You expect what you inspect, what you expect. So I was coming here to Texas to do a couple of things. And as I was looking around and this contractor doing the things, I was like, hey, I was like, hey, shit, I got some concerns. So I started basically, with this individual and addressing the issue. And the bottom line is that the guy was a flake. He completely collapsed, for whatever reason, personal issues and stuff, and basically walked out of the projects, with a lot of money that I have, front of him to finish a lot of things, which to some degree he did. However, now we're starting to see that a lot of the shit, it was half-assed done. And basically, long story short, he was basically taking my money and, like a Ponzi scheme, starting other projects or paying off some other stuff in the other areas and other contractors. Which, by the way, if you're going to sue somebody, do a lien search, go to the county office, do a title lien search to see if they have other properties and if they've been sued before, because that will it'll be really eye-opening, like it was for me. I went to a title company and I said, hey, can you do a title lien search on this individual? This is his name, his information, blah, blah, blah. And you'll find out how many properties they have, if they have any liens on their properties. Because if you're in a homestead state like Florida, Texas, you just can't go after a person's their home, their tools, their personal vehicle, because that's how they get around. You see what I'm saying? You can go after, if they have any additional properties, you can go after that and put a lien on them after you win your case. And what that does is that it makes that person, if they can't sell that secondary property on, and if they do, the funds are seized and they pay off all those, everybody who sued him and put a lien against their property to get paid. Now, keep in mind, one thing I will say is that you have all the other liens before you have to get satisfied before you get paid. So that's kind of like one of the things. But anyways, case in point, that's I had put a small claim, two small claims, lawsuits on this person because I was in 3 different counties. And then I have another lawsuit against him at the you know, those are small claims, and then one at the county level. Bottom line is, you know, I was calling the courts after I had, you know, put my cases in to see if I had a court date, and both of them ended up lining up this week, one day apart. And I went in there, and you know, I will say, always document. Do the military thing, and you know, have a conversation with somebody, especially a contractor, somebody that you're hiring. Always follow with an email, or you know, follow with a text message. Hey, per the conversation we just had, these are the things that we talked about. And always get a contract. Put your signature on it. You know, have them sign it, because you know that, you know. And another thing is that you make sure that, you know, depending on the state that you're on, like California, you don't have to have a license or be bonded and insured to, you know, be a contractor. In Florida, you do. So, you know, it's how you're gonna that'll tell you how you're gonna approach, you know, your cases. You know, in a state where, you know, basically you don't have to have any of those things. You're unincorporated, I think is what it's called. You get it, you know, get some type of contract, one, but two, and everything, document, and only give them 10% or whatever it is that you need to get that job started. Don't give them all the money up front. Don't do any of that stuff. So keep them on, you know, on track, and you know, feed them the money. You know, if they tell you, hey, I need everything up front, walk away. Don't do it, because you're just going to be, you know, at heartache. If you're in a bonded state, you know, it's in a state where you have to be licensed and bonded. That's great, because what you can do is you go after their bond and insurance, and that's the last thing they want, because that insurance company or any insurance company won't want to deal with them, because they're a high risk contractor. Those are some things that you know, you want to know, so that you can do, so that you're able to, you know, move forward with a contractor. So I came here. I had all my ducks in line, all my emails, all my text messages. I did a title lien search on this individual, you know, and I basically started putting that packet together, because again, it was two different counties. I put the packets together, and you know, when it all came, when it was all said and done, you know, I walk into the courtroom, the guy didn't even show up. So the judge said, "Hey, go ahead and proceed." I said, "Your Honor, I lined up all my case. I had all my ducks in line, my, you know, emails, contracts, money deposits, all those things. I mean, I painted a really good picture." And you know, he wasn't there. So basically, you know, I won both cases this week. So that was a, you know, Lady Justice was there for me. Now, how can we tie this to recent years? And as I was saying earlier, is that, you know, with all the things that are going on here in the U.S., you know, you see people, you know, with things like, you know, George Floyd, you know, the shootings, you know, everything going on is, you know, and then at times it may seem like people are getting away with things, but you know, justice, you know, is blind, and justice sometimes makes mistakes. And I'm not here to say that people that are in jail right now, that 100% of them, all of them are guilty, because I know, and we've seen over the years, people spend many years in jail for something that they didn't do, you know. And sometimes people lie to get those people, you know, in jail. Some people, you know, gave false testimonies. There were also, you know, there let's call it like it is, you know. There were dirty, or you know, police officers who were not, you know, who were doing legal things, who lie. But there's also good ones, you know, just like there's dirty, you know, and piece of shit scum, you know, service members, uh, like I had to deal with, you know, with a child molester 3 houses from my house. So, you know, we just can't sit here and generalize and say, okay, well, you know, police officer are this, or whatever, because it goes all around, and it's all over the world, is what I'm saying. But, you know, justice is truly blind. I know, at least I know it is. And sometimes, you know, I went through a very long dragged out divorce from my kid's mom, and the outcome wasn't, you know, it wasn't in my favor, in the sense, or how I thought I wanted it, if that makes sense, you know. But you know, depending on the state that you're at, the rules that they have, excuse me, so on and so forth, you know, it is what it is. And those are the things that, you know, I may not like it, but I have to, I have to abide by it if that makes any sense. So, has justice gone anywhere? And because a lot of people say, well, there's no justice nowadays. No, there is. Believe you me, I was having a conversation this week with one of my friends. As a matter of fact, my Kevin, he's been on the show. He was here about a month ago. And by the way, thanks, Kevin, for being at the courthouse with me today as a witness as well, because you were taken advantage by this individual. So hopefully, we'll get some justice out of this whole deal, and hopefully that judge does decide to talk to the DA and move forward and persecute this individual for fraud. So, but we were talking. I've been here. I came here as when I was 12 and a half years old from Colombia. And again, very thankful, and I'll never forget my heritage, where I came from. And I'm very patriotic, and I love that country. However, I'm also U.S. citizen, naturalized U.S. citizen, and I love this country as well. And I could tell you this: that comparing how the law works, not just there in my native country, but in the many other places that I've been to, I can tell you this, folks, is that be glad that you're here, because you could be somewhere else in a jail somewhere else and be tried for the most smallest thing that it's that they can make up, and then you'll spend many years suffering in less than hospitable and human conditions in a jail somewhere else around the world. And that's why a lot of people, even cons, here in the United States, take advantage of, the court system, and everything that's going on. So, Lady Justice is still here. Is what I'm saying. She has not gone anywhere. Now, is the system perfect? No, it isn't. I don't think by no means any system out there is. But what separates nations like ours from a lot of the owners out there is that at least here you are still innocent until proven guilty. If you don't believe, if that doesn't say a lot about where we're at, go to countries like China, where you're guilty until proven innocent. I mean, you don't have to take my word. You can look online. You can Google. You got one of these things right here. You got one of these mobile. Sorry about that. One of these computers right there on your fingertips. I mean, you can look up photos and all kinds of atrocious shit of what happens when you think that justice, where injustice done by another nation's justice system is done to a lot of people. Or you could be in other countries like the Middle East, where their justice is driven by religion and Sharia law and all kinds of other stuff. So we can sit here and talk as much as and trash as much as we want about this great nation of ours, but the bottom line is, folks, is that there's no better fucking place than here. And sometimes, again, justice is blind in the sense that she doesn't see, she can't see really if this individual was, who's lying, who's not, because people are going to bend the truth to conform to their side and basically to stack the deck on their side so they can win the case or whatever it is. I mean, hell, talk to a lawyer who's trying to defend a guy like Jeffrey Dahmer, for example, or or some mob boss, or somebody who's done atrocious things to other human beings, and we could sit here and talk, and call that lawyer many different names and whatever the case may be, but even those individuals that are being on the stand for whatever it is atrocious things that they committed, they deserve their fair, their fair day in court and a fair trial, regardless. regardless of your opinion, my opinion, your opinion, and everybody else's. Everybody deserves their fair day in court, and that somebody is there to hopefully advocate in their best interest, and hopefully get a lesser get a lesser sentence, or maybe not be put on, depending on the state that you're on the chair, basically corporate, where basically capital punishment is the bottom line, is what they're trying to avoid. I've been in this country now, much, I think, like 3 times that I've been alive. I'll be 50 this year. I can honestly say that I've had my fair share of, between traffic tickets, divorces, small claim suits, whatever else, is that I have yet to encounter or feel like I was, oppressed, in my opinion, oppressed or discriminated or anything of the sort, or that the justice system wasn't there for me, because at the end of the day, it was. Excuse me, and it has been. And I, like today, yesterday and today was a great example where even they even gave the individual the chance. They went out there, they called their name 3 times. And the judge even said, "Hey, can we wait for him a little bit?" I'm like, whatever, sure. They called their name 1 more time. Even with my buddy's case, Kevin, as I mentioned, because Kevin sued this individual as well. They waited, I think, like 20 minutes, and the judge kept saying, "Hey, do you mind waiting? Let's just give him a chance." And Kevin was, him too. He was like, "Yeah, sure, no worries." I mean, yesterday we waited, today we did as well. I mean, to the point that even the guy is absentee now. Again, even to this point, there's still some waiting period as well. So to see if they want to appeal, whatever the case. But all I'm saying, people, is that even people who are guilty and who did wrong, even though this person was 100% wrong, and I mean, I got the proof to to show, they still deserve their fair, for them to plead their case and say their piece, and let the justice system do its thing, is the bottom line. So in the end, I think justice has been served. I still have 1 more round to go with this individual, for another bigger suit that we're trying to pursue. But the bottom line is that if we look at not just these things that I'm talking about on this show today, but look at everything else that's going around. I mean, our justice system, as little, and I'll say as little flawed as it is still by far exceeds the system in other countries. So we should be, even our jail system is even better than the ones that in some other jails. And I've had again, I have family members and people well known that have been unfortunately have done stupid things and served time in other in Colombia and stuff. And they'll tell you themselves that you just don't want to you don't want to be that those are no places to be, is all I'm saying. So, but I just want to share my thoughts today, and basically, yeah, you could say that I'm very patriotic. I'm for the U.S. I'm because I know better, and I've lived around once in other places that a lot of people, there's just it's just places that you don't want to be in, and you don't want to commit a crime, so let's be thankful for what we have, and let's make better what we have. Let's just make it better or improve on it, and really bring this justice system to where it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say today. So, but before I go, I just want to say, give a shout out to Kevin again for helping me out today. Having my back at the courthouse today, and to be a witness as well. And Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. And if you've been, and just before I go, if you've been ruminating and going into that dark hole, not just with PTSD or whatever, but just life as in general, or if you're one of my non-military supporters of the show, whatever it is that you're going through, I can tell you that, for somebody who's been at that ledge right there, about to make that, take that step that you can never come back from, it'll pass. Whatever shitty thing that you're feeling right now and miserable, trust me, I know that right now that this period seems like it's never going to end, but you'll get through it. I promise you, you'll get through it. Don't do something stupid that you won't be able to come back from, and you're just going to leave a lot of people behind asking themselves why, how, what could we have done, why didn't you reach out, all those questions that I have asked myself many times over the last couple of years, because I've had friends and close family members just take their lives over something that could have had a solution a little bit down the road. So reach out to the VA, TRICARE, Military One Source, VA suicide hotline. I mean, there's a lot of resources. Reach out to me, reach out to a friend, reach out is the bottom line, because again, we just don't want you to be a statistic. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and index right here, folks. Thanks for supporting. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow. Check out the other links at the end of the, at the bottom of the show description for any of the services that the sponsors provide. And with that being said, Aistamas, Daisuke, let's go ahead and index right here. Ura, get some. See you later, folks.